Happy birthday to Beth's daughter.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the Grinwell Cup coverage, and as the chat is saying, happy birthday to Beth's daughter.
Yes.
We are here
happy birthday, Beth's daughter.
To celebrate Beth's daughter's birthday.
Yes.
Yes.
And we are also here to cover the week's events in the Grinwell Cup. If you stumbled upon this video and you don't know what's going on, you know the Grinwell Cup is, you don't know who any of these people here are. The Grinwell Cup is a competition that we are running on our podcast's Twitter. This is what our podcast is. You can see it right here. It's about the Wheel of Time. Those are books. You probably know that if you're here. And it's about who in the books has the greatest essence of hotness. You may be familiar with the show as well. We're not talking about the show. We're talking about the books. Love the show, but those are real people. So we're not going to do that.
I'm seeing that Beth says that she had a birthday shot with her daughter yesterday. Beth, that's illegal. She turned 21 today.
Incredible.
I'm calling the cops.
Beth,
well,
I have CPS on the phone right now.
If she's in a state like Wisconsin, underage people can drink if they're with their parents or guardians.
True.
There you go.
Well, I mean, if you're in Wisconsin,
Do
you
your
need
thing.
something.
It's a lovely
You need
state.
a win.
They have New Glarus there. We lived right next to Wisconsin.
kidding,
Quite a while.
Did you? Yay.
I get like moldy
we went up
cheese
there
sent to our
frequently.
house in retaliation.
We have with us today some guests we are very excited to have with us. To my right, we have Jess. Jess, say hello.
Hello, I'm Jess.
And what do you do in the world of the Wheel of Time?
I host a YouTube channel called the Amberlynn Study where I do reaction videos to the Wheel of Time show, and I'm starting to branch out into some other stuff. And I also host a podcast called Tarvalin After Dark with Nameless and Rakappa Sadai, where we do sketch comedy and show discussion, news, general just screwing around, and it's very fun. And you
That's
should
the way
listen.
to do it. You should. It's very fun. Down there, we have Jenny. Jenny, who are you?
Hello. I'm Jenny. I otherwise known as Lesbian Nerdy. I have a YouTube channel where I mostly talk about Wheel of Time, but like Jess, I branch out into other stuff occasionally, but mostly Wheel of Time. And yeah, I'm here to talk about hotness.
That's the
And Jodie
idea.
Whittaker. Yeah.
But mostly
Specifically
Jodie
that
Whittaker.
is Jodie Whittaker.
I'm trying to kill Bodie because Bodie said he's going to watch this later and drink every time I say Jodie Whittaker. So I'm going to say Jodie Whittaker as often as possible.
Don't kill
just to-
Bodie.
I know.
Gonna reiterate our standard advisory of always drink responsibly. I'm drinking LaCroix, which is, I don't know if that's responsible or not, but I'm gonna drink a lot of LaCroix because it tastes like someone described fruit to water.
Yeah.
All right. We have 8
Wait,
polls.
can we start calling him Bodie Whittaker?
I didn't think I could love him more. That's fantastic.
So that's dumb.
Only if that's okay with him, because I don't want to start nicknaming him and like have it be a whole playground situation. You know what I mean? But
I'm sure he'll be okay with it. Bodie has been on the receiving end of a lot of my Jodie did a thing today messages.
If you didn't join us last week, Jenny was active in the chat promoting the fan cast of Jodie Whittaker as any character.
the entire
also every
Wheel of Time
character
cast.
within the Wheel of
I-
Time.
I did not mean for my love of Jodie Whittaker to infect the live stream last time. It was a complete accident, but you're welcome.
We
It
wanted
was-
it to.
it was
We-
the
we
greatest-
actively
The greatest thing
brought
that's
it in.
ever happened to the Grinwell Cup, truly.
We have 8 polls to get through today. I was calling these on Twitter. I was calling them the top 16, and then I talked to my mother, who is quite a fan of college basketball in the United States, and she said, "Well, you should be calling it the Sweet 16."
Oh,
So today we'll be calling it the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
The
that's good.
Mary-
Sweet 16.
she's right.
I also threw around the idea of sensual 16 to be more into the theme of the cup, but
Mm.
either or, whatever you want to call it, it's 8 1-to-1 head-to-head polls for who has the greatest
Love it.
essence of hotness. And I've got some numbers and some data for you as well. It's also Bree's birthday today.
Bree!
Yay!
And it's
Happy
also Vince
birthday, Bree.
McFadden's birthday today. I happen to
Happy
see that on
birthday,
Twitter.
Dr. Crusher!
Birthday
That was one of my
Crusher.
That was one of my first TV crushes.
As
You
she
want to know
should
what?
be.
I should have recognized like the bisexual panicking like all the way back then.
Yeah.
I should have,
Mhm.
and I didn't.
Yeah.
There's so
Between her
many.
and
There were
Troy?
so many signs.
I was all about
Find 'em.
Crusher. Troy, I liked. Crusher, I was, red hair. It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gates. She's got it. She
Yeah.
she gets it. She wears that lab
Yeah.
coat like a boss.
Yeah. Oh, the lab
Yep.
coat too.
We're
That
gonna-
tricorder all over your. Anyway.
You're watching Star Trek for the first time.
I am watching Star Trek for the first time.
Yay.
Actually,
Yay.
I started watching Star Trek for the first time with Gus, and I've been working my way slowly through the course of our entire relationship. But we actually fell in love watching Star Trek episode 3.
The Naked Now.
We know exactly what
In,
line we both realized we were in love
Next
with each
Gen
other.
episode 2. It's
Yeah.
a good,
Wow.
good show.
Yeah,
Highly
we'll tell
I
you
recommend.
love
later.
that.
Yeah, we'll tell you later.
We're gonna jump right in. We have again 8 polls. These are the folks who won their preliminary heats and moved on. Most of these were accompanied with much gnashing of teeth and renting of garments and proclamations of blood feud from Broody. And we're going to jump right into one of those, which we called Broody and the Beast. We've been naming them this year because it's more fun.
Yeah, it
And
is fun.
speaking of a beast, there's our dog
There's our dog.
in the background.
I love him.
I don't know
He's
why
doing
I always wave and there's no hands.
Well, to see a dog, you have to wait.
Yeah.
We're going to jump. Broody and the Beast was a Broody film. When we titled this, now I'm going to mention again the spoiler scope for this is Lord of Chaos chapter 30. That's very specific that it's chapter 30.
Okay.
Because we're talking about things that happen to characters who in chapters 29 and 30 that affects what we can discuss.
What, does Rain
Okay.
get put in a box in 31?
That's her latest theory.
It's my
That
theory.
happens At the end of her.
All right. Okay.
Logain, when we
Oh, we've
titled
got
this
stasis
poll,
box theories.
Stasis
Yes,
box theories.
I think
Okay,
that they're going to
yes.
put him in a stasis box.
When we
Okay.
titled this poll, Logain was brooding because he had been gentled.
Yes.
That is no longer the case.
That is no longer the case.
Freshly.
Nynaeve healed him in what I would argue is a very hot display.
Allie,
Sheer talent.
we've got Logain versus Gaul, Broody versus the Beast. I'm gonna ask Jenny.
Jess is
Jenny,
definitely
where are you
reading what
leaning?
happens in chapter 30 just to figure out what. Yeah, am I wrong? I can tell.
I
As
have
I keep
actually
reading.
been nervous about this
You'll
all
be fine.
day because I do not remember what happens when, and
the
I
good-
don't want to fuck it up. So
Here's the good thing. I have ADHD, so even if
That's
you
true.
slip something, I probably won't hear you, or I won't know. I'll forget about it later.
I'll say of all
That's
the
fair.
big exciting things that happen in Lord of Chaos, this is the first one.
Right. So it's
Okay.
So if you're
healing,
thinking, has
the heal-
such and such thing happened yet? No. But this has.
Okay.
These healings
Okay.
have happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I like the way Shad said it. Oh, did I heal Logain? Whoopsie.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
Is that what she said she
Is
did?
that what she said she did?
Yes.
Let's Jenny, who are you leaning towards here?
I would think Logain would get this. I'm picturing like lots of dark black eyeliner, but it's kind of running down his face because he's weeping with joy at this point.
Mhm.
But that's
Yeah.
what I'm picturing.
It's good.
This is
Jess,
Logan
what
versus who?
Gaul of the Imran Sept, who jumped very high once and is a very good friend to Perrin.
I
That's
do love
true.
that. He's such a good friend.
He is a good friend.
Yeah, I voted for Gaul in this. one
Gaul.
because
What,
I don't
what
remember who
went
I
into
voted
that
for.
vote?
What?
What
Sorry.
led to that vote? You're good.
Okay. I don't know. I have always kind of had a crush on Gaul because he's just like so cute and quiet and very kind of just matter of fact about things. And of course he's Aiel, so he's fucking hot. And yeah, I don't know. Like he's broody, but not in a sort of like I need to talk to a therapist kind of way.
Mm.
So,
So, maybe he should.
Although, I mean,
mean-
everybody should talk to a therapist.
everyone
but, like,
everyone should in this universe, and also in general. It's just a good tune up.
Yes.
But
it's true.
Yeah.
But like he seems more lighthearted, which I like. So yeah.
yeah, but you're
I
not
am
like, dude.
See, I imagine Logain writing really angsty poetry.
Mhm.
Yeah. I get that.
Definitely.
You would.
Yeah.
He definitely was like that angsty boy who only hung out in the library, but he
Yeah.
cracked a good joke now and then too.
Mhm.
We were like, there's more to you than this.
Yeah.
And he
than
always
this
had
darkness.
the doodles and black ink all over his notebooks.
Yes.
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 Mhm.
Yes.
He reminds me of this guy that I went to university with who I found out like after a year that this wasn't his real name. So I'm just going to say his name was Draven Narcivius Dark. And I just remember thinking that's a wild name. And then finally it's like, Jenny, that's not his real name. Like, oh, that makes much more sense.
Either his parents were goths or he made up that name himself.
Yes.
It is
But
not.
One of the two.
That's
But his thing was to like write little lines of things and then just give them to people. So I remember he once wrote me one that said, "Let us see the world as water and drink only from its depths." And I was all like, why? Well, okay.
Wow.
But he would just do that, like write things on paper and then give it to you like, here.
Yeah.
That's Logain.
Yeah. Where you were like, thank you for writing this on the back of a receipt from CVS. for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I feel like I should keep it. There are like things that random dark broody boys gave me as like a freshman in high school where you're like, why do I still have this? Like
Yeah.
somebody photocopied their hand and gave it to me, and I still have it as an adult woman. I was 15 when they gave it to me. It was one of the broody library boys. They were just like, hey, what's your name? And I was like, Allie. And they wrote my name on their hand and then photocopied it and then just gave it to me. I still have.
You want to know what? That's like one of those seminal moments as a young woman. That's just
Yeah.
like,
You're like,
do I think that's hot? Is that hot? Why is that hot?
Why?
It's
Why?
at one.
What does that
why
mean?
was that
One.
hot? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did vote for Gall though, because while Logain reminds me of someone I would have been very attracted to at 15 because he's got a little bit of that vampire energy. Just like a little bit. Gall reminds me of Gus. So I have to pick Gall. I'm like, if I were to cast Gus in the show as like a person that I think he would play well, Gall or Perrin would probably be. So I, of course, always have a soft spot for Perrin and Gall.
I do like that.
That's so
Gall,
cute.
Gall was actually
So I voted for Logain. No.
Gall was actually the reason last year that we made a losers bracket, because Gall lost in the first round, and I was so upset that I decided to double the length of the tournament to give him a second chance.
Yeah.
He was eliminated again very quickly.
Yeah.
But there you go.
But he's held on this year. It's been shocking.
He's been doing quite well, and I'll tell you, I can't vote in these because I'm the one who runs the Twitter account, and I would have had a hard time picking. I made my own like fantasy bracket for this, and I had Logain taking it all, but I think I would have voted for Gall in this one.
Okay.
I agree with Wheel Weaves. The Aiel are just super hot. It's like the Swedes.
Yeah,
It's just an entire race of super hot people.
The competence, how competence is hot.
Mhm.
We talked about that a lot last week. The Aiel are very good at surviving in a very difficult environment.
Aiel are extremely competent people.
Yeah.
And they're just so like unruffled by things.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like for somebody who is so absolutely chaotically just out of my skull 100% of the time, having somebody who is not unruffled, who is just completely unruffled by anything, is just like so good.
Yeah. I want to bottle that.
And then you could just be like, do I need to panic about this? No? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
John Green on TikTok. If you don't follow the Green brothers on TikTok,
just started following
they're
John Green on
both
TikTok.
His brother,
John and Hank.
John and Hank are both on TikTok, and they're both incredible. But John talks a lot about how he is a very anxious person, much like myself, and how Hank is like his. Even though Hank, you would think, is the chaotic energy in the family, that Hank is the like strong, calm one when it comes to crises. That he's always like, I look at my brother to see whether I should be panicking or not, and that's how I feel about Gus too. And I find that energy very hot in a person, because I'm like, I am not the person. I would not thrive in the Aiel culture. I would be the worst Aiel by a lot.
Yeah.
So I feel like that competence is hot. Competence born as a nation.
Yes.
That whole
like if you were to drop me in the Wheel of Time and say, Jenny, you can live anywhere, the Aiel are like the bottom of my. I don't want to live among the Aiel.
Could you imagine being Shail and having
No!
Guitar Marissa come to her and go, okay, so you're gonna go live with these desert people. and you're going to need to get super buff super fast.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
I'd be like, the world will end. There's no way I can pull
because
this off.
this is not happening.
Not
This
Yeah.
isn't it.
I would love to think that I could be a Maiden of the Spear, and maybe I could, as long as I'm on my meds. But
That always helps.
yeah,
My
I feel
goodness.
that. I feel that in
Yeah.
my core. Yeah, I'm like, maybe I could. I mean, I've like done athletic things before. Like maybe
You
I'd
ran
like to
several
think I could,
marathons.
but I think that I would be like the worst style and it wouldn't be a secret. Like everyone would point to her and go, "You want to know who the worst style is? It's that chick."
she's just basically digging pointless holes all the time.
I would be digging holes every damn day.
I'll tell you,
She
this
has
one,
so much toe.
So
this was pretty close. Not the closest
Okay.
poll we have. The closest poll we have today was a 10 vote margin. This was not a 10 vote margin.
Oh.
This one was a 46% to 54% vote. Gaul did take this.
Yeah.
Gaul knocked out Logain. Gaul,
we expected Logain to win.
Yeah.
We expected like Gaul to go down.
Gaul
this
did so
poll.
poorly last year. I thought, well, what is
Mhm.
We were like,
Mm.
no one's dying for Gaul. Okay, noted. And Logain's bracket everyone came out so strong. Like it was our biggest bracket
our biggest
by a
vote?
lot.
Yeah, it was Logain's first bracket,
Yeah.
and I guess nobody cared this time.
Nobody.
It was
or
still
you know what?
actually-
Maybe it was just a vote against Rand. Is
It was actually still a lot of. We had 827 votes here. Logain knocked out with 46%. That's respectable showing, and I can't blame
I'm
him.
not
but
mad at it. I'm not
No.
mad at
not
it.
mad.
It's
Gaul
fine.
moves on with 54% of the vote. He is in the Elite 8, whatever you want to call it, Mom. And we're going to move forward to our second poll. This one was called Blonde Ambition, as opposed to Blind Ambition. Blonde Ambition, two well-known blonde-haired characters. We had Birgitta Silverbow versus the Forsaken Grendel.
I just want to pause for 1 second. I saw someone say, I'd settle for being a maiden of the spoon. And I just
yeah.
wanted to uplift that for a second.
Yes.
I felt it. I felt that. Okay.
It's good.
Jess, I'm going to
This-
throw it to you first, actually.
Brigitte
We're going
versus
Grendel
Grendel.
versus Birgitta, essence of hotness. Where are we looking?
So I very much appreciate Grendel's like whole sex positivity
Mm-hmm.
angle. But ultimately manipulating people, compulsion, that kind of thing
That's,
is not hot.
It's not
not
so
hot.
good.
It's not hot. So yeah, absolutely Brigitta. And not just because Grendel is not a choice that I would make, but because Brigitta is objectively like she's hot. She's a badass. She's tall. She can shoot a bow. She wears a cool cropped jacket. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely, just like incredibly cool. And another, this is another one where like competence being really, really hot. Brigitta is extremely competent.
Yeah.
And you know, I like that she takes her role with Elaine very seriously.
Oh yes,
You
that
know,
is-
the way that she was helping out
That's
Nynaeve
hot.
and Teleron Riyadh, like
Yeah.
liked that. Yeah, Brigitta's hot.
Brigitta is undeniably hot. I call her because I had a huge bi panic at one point when she was talking to Nynaeve. She was like, "Wear lower cut dresses. You're hot. I'm hot." And I had a whole bi panic, and I started calling them bi Gita and bi Nynaeve. And I still feel that way. I still am like, if Brigitta told me to wear lower cut shirts, I would do it. I would do whatever she told me to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. She's great.
Jenny, where's your head at here?
This one was a hard one for me because I judge villains and heroes on completely different scales. Like all villains do horrible things, so I can't be like, you're a bad person. I like, because obviously they're bad people. Like obviously the Forsaken are all evil.
Mm-hmm.
I try to remember who I voted for. It's so long ago, you know. I think I voted for
the whole 5 days.
I think I voted for Brigitta for the reason that she is undeniably hot. Like if I don't know. I can't. It's hard though because like I said, I don't judge them on the same scale. I don't like. if I was an evil person, okay, Grendel's really, really, really bloody hot, right?
Mhm.
But Brigitte can shoot an arrow.
Yes, she
And,
is.
And archery is so hot.
Archery is
Archery
really,
is
really hot.
So hot.
Something
It's
else.
so hot.
What
and I am
is
not,
it?
I'm just gonna say this for the record. I have not fan cast her as Jodie Whittaker.
We found one.
Yes.
But also hear me out. But also hear me out, Jodie Whittaker.
She totally could do it. But in my
Good.
mind, Brigitte is younger than Jodie. So
That may be true. That may be
Yeah.
true. I mean, like infinitely old, but also
yeah,
Like
visually younger.
forever,
Visually
like
younger.
35.
Forever
Yeah.
35.
which is actually not that much younger than Jodie. She's so you
There
know,
you
she
go.
could do it. She could do it. She
She
could
could
do it. Oh
You know
my
what?
god,
We're
you've
talking
convinced
ourselves
me.
into it.
You've
I think you
convinced me.
needed more fan casts. What is it, Hollywood? You play older or you play younger? I forget which one it is.
I mean,
More often
usually,
than not.
well, it depends.
Yeah.
Are you a woman or are
Yeah.
you a man?
That's a great
Exactly.
point.
Yeah.
Because I have friends who were like 23 and getting cast as mobs. So
But we also have friends who are 29 playing high schoolers.
that's true.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on your vibe, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it depends on your vibe.
Hmm.
Does the casting director look at you and go, you seem middle-aged or not? Unrelated, but do want to brag about it. I did get carded the other day at a restaurant, so I'm just
Ooh.
feeling
that
really
feels
good about
good.
myself.
That is nice.
That
is
feels
nice.
really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you. I moisturized.
I got
did
carded.
not, and
I got
also don't
carded once.
moisturize, so.
I got carded once at a club here in Korea, and I was really confused because I do not look young. And I realized after I got in, oh, it's a lesbian club. They were carding like they just only women are allowed in the club.
Oh.
So they're yeah.
That makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I was shocked. I was like, why? I do not look like I'm 17. Like that's impossible. That's impossible.
Apparently, we've mentioned Jodie Whittaker now five times.
5 times. Okay.
That's not bad considering that we're a half hour in.
Yeah.
I was continuing to get carded up till like 40, which is really when the
That's
pandemic hit.
amazing.
So,
Yeah.
So who knows?
Not
you still could.
consistently.
Keep it up.
But
You still could. You gotta go out, check
thanks.
it out, see.
Allie, who would you go for here in
Brigitte versus Grendel?
Grendel?
Okay, so here's my thing. Brigitte by Panic by Gita. I just
Yep.
Grendel's hot, no question. But again, can't get behind. Listen, we at Wheel Takes are against enslaving people's minds and
Taking a hard stance, are you?
We're going to take a hard. We don't think that should be a controversial statement. We're against that mind control. So we're going to go with no on Grendel just for that reason alone. But is she the hottest Forsaken?
Maybe.
She and Lanfear that's a contentious thing for me.
You didn't even vote for her in
that's
this
true.
First poll.
I
You
voted for Masada
Masada.
because she's so competent.
Yeah.
Lanfear's like the bottom of the Forsaken for me because she's just. I
Really?
do not like her personality. I don't like her personality at all.
That's fair. I like how manipulative Grendel is in terms of like,
yeah,
not when she's compelling people, but like when she's talking to Samael and she just kind of like goes toe to toe with him. I'm like, and she goes, I understand what's going on in his head, and he doesn't get what's going on in mine.
That's hot.
That's hot.
See, that was a very hot moment for Grendel, and that is like a flash of competence, but like, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with using like what you've got to achieve what it is you need to do, especially as a woman, because shit is hard, right?
Shit's hard.
But yeah, shit's hard. It's hard out there. And yeah, that flash of competence, I like that a lot. I like that little peek into her brain that really solidified that, yeah, this all an act to make everybody think that she doesn't have as much going on as she actually does. And I was like, ooh, yeah.
I love that. But I voted for Brigitte.
I would not call this one a blowout, but it was a wide margin. It ended up being not our widest margin, but a very wide margin. 69% of the vote went to
nice.
Jenny and I at the same time.
31% went to Grendel. Brigitte, far and away, took this one out of the 582 votes. Grendel is knocked out. And Brigitte moves on. She and Gaul are actually facing off as we speak. And it's not close.
No.
No. But we'll see how. We
thought that it would be more close than
we thought that it would
is.
Be kind of close.
We
It's
thought,
not right now.
You
want to see who's winning? Check on our Twitter.
Go vote.
Yeah.
Go vote.
We're going to press forward. The next poll is called Wisdom and Power. Wisdom with the Dom capitalized.
I saw that. I was like, oh no.
I didn't see that one. I like that.
And that is, of course, the wisdom versus the ostensibly powerful. Politically, we had Nynaeve facing off against Morghese. Allie,
yes.
What are your thoughts?
Oof, both hot. Morghese is a literal queen who is described as canonically older, hotter Elaine.
Riper. Robert.
Why women aren't fruit? Women aren't fruit. Women aren't fruit. That's
we made best PS5.
Yeah.
So cool.
All right. Women aren't fruit.
No, we're not fruit.
No.
She's an older, hotter Elaine. I love that for her. And she was wearing a lot of titty dresses when I met her. So I was really into that. Very into a woman owning her space. Nynaeve has a very fiery temper. Is not afraid to hit someone with a stick. And is also... there are things about that that's hot.
Yeah.
As long as she's not hitting me with a stick.
As long as you're checking in about that.
Like we would be at the club and someone would be like creepy and she just smack him with a stick. That's hot.
Good. Yeah, no,
that's a hot energy to have. She's loyal. She's here for her friends. She's got this Lan is really into her. Therefore, she's hot. If she can crack stone like that, Nynaeve is hot. All right.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't remember who I voted for. I sat with this for a while, to be honest, because I find them both attractive. So I sat with this for a minute. So I don't actually remember who I landed on. I think I voted for Nynaeve in the end. I think I couldn't not vote for Nynaeve here, but I think that one was a hard one for me personally.
Jenny, I don't think I even have to ask you who you voted for, but I will.
Who?
Yeah, I'm gonna, reveal a secret about me. I'm a Nynaeve fan. I don't know if anybody knows this.
That's preposterous. I've never heard such a thing.
Shocking. But this one was hard for me I've said this before. I have not generally sexualized the characters in my head. Like they're all my friends. And so I'm way more likely to find a side character hot than the main characters. Because the main characters are like family and friends.
Yes.
So Nynaeve, I love her and adore her and will fight for her and will kill for her. I book Nynaeve. I generally don't think of as hot, but I'm pretty sure I voted for her because it's Nynaeve and I have to support my girl.
Yeah. Thank you for your honesty.
There is very little gamesmanship in the Grinwell Cup, except when it comes to Nynaeve.
I don't know. The Eludra stands
were going
out in
hard
full force yesterday. The Eludra stands. I was
among them.
We almost didn't put her in. Except for the fact that she had an incredible showing with Matt and kicked Matt's ass when we thought that would be a walk for Matt.
Last year's poll,
And last year's poll, we're like, oh, I don't know. We haven't seen Eludra in a while. Like, we want to do only, folks that are really going to move the needle in their direction, who we think have an actual shot, versus, Agenor and Balthamel. We're like, you don't have a shot. Like, you don't have a shot. We're not going to put you in here. Folks where we haven't seen them in a while, we're kind of like, meh. Almond Bunts, like, sorry, you're not going to be in the cup. But Eludra did so well last year. We thought, okay, let's put Eludra in. And my God, people.
She made it into this round. She won her first heat. So
I've been shocked by the love for Eludra. It's been electric.
We'll
it's
see
been
how
explosive.
she did.
Aha!
Saw what you did there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a podcast. Everyone should listen.
Jess, who are you leaning more towards here?
This is really hard because they both have strength of character. They are both competent. They are both fucking just badass women. They both can come through when shit is really, really tough. But I think for me, because this whole time that you guys have been talking, I've been thinking about it because I had absolutely no idea because I didn't see this one on Twitter. So I think that I have to go with Morgaze because of the larger amount of life experience that she brings to the table. And also, I'm almost 43 and liking somebody who's like 26 is kind of weird.
See, yeah,
I feel that.
Yeah. I when the cast came out and they were all so incredibly attractive. I think I've said this before somewhere, but I was grateful. I remember saying at some point, "Oh, at least the kids they're really young, so I'm not gonna look at." But the actress playing Nynaeve is like just on the cusp of where I feel creepy, and like if you know, like at the end of episode 4 where she like turns and looks at the camera, I was like, "Whoa, no! I don't need to find Nynaeve hot. I don't need to find Nynaeve hot."
This whole cast can get it.
No.
But we're not
Rosamund Pike
we're not
and
talking
Daniel
about
Denny are both right in my age range, so like I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm with you, Jess. I would have voted for Morgaze if I could have voted. I love Nynaeve. You know, I love Nynaeve, but it's difficult to go against. You know, Morgaze. She's you know, everything everyone has said.
You also have a thing for powerful women.
Yeah,
clearly, you have a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You have a thing for for like women being powerful though. That's also a thing for you.
But they're both powerful.
They're both
That's
powerful.
The thing. They're both powerful in different ways.
But like Morgaze is objectively more powerful at this point
Like
in terms
women
of
in
her
a position of authority.
Yes.
Yeah. We were outvoted though, Jess. Nynaeve did take this. Nynaeve took this with 58.7% of the vote. It was close.
Morgaze did better than I thought. Yeah, I didn't think
Morgaze
would do that well.
41-3. So it was a race. There was a lot of campaigning going on Twitter, which we encourage.
Always.
It's 778 votes. And
campaign for your faves. Just don't yuck other people's yum.
Yeah.
Don't make people feel bad for liking their thing.
We will press.
You like your thing.
We celebrate the hotness in everyone.
Till death do us party. This is Min versus Lan.
Oh, this one's easy for me.
It's easy for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in lesbians with Lan. Lan is like Lan's character. Yeah. If you ask me, like, just who's the hottest character in Wheel of Time, it's Lan. Like,
Could we call them Lansbians?
Sure. I am definitely in lesbians with Lan. Yes.
Thank you. I have a podcast.
I love him so much. He's so fucking hot. Book Lan, show Lan, random guy named
Lan in my imagination.
Yeah, like they're all hot.
Bringing me chicken tenders and doing things.
Yeah. Bringing me chicken tenders.
Listen, in the show we saw Maxim bringing fruit to Alana,
which was so hot.
The only one who likes snacks.
All I want a man is someone who brings me snacks. That's correct.
Yes.
Lesbians, thank you. Now canon.
Yes.
Now canon. Yes.
Yes. Bye Gita, bye Neve. Now canon.
Yeah. Like, you know, like the Kinsey scale where like 0 is like 100% heterosexual and 6 is like 100% homosexual.
Oh yeah.
I'm like a 5.2. And that like 0.8 is mostly Lan. Like that's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. But here's the thing. Min to me, when she wears pants, hot. So hot. Love a defiance in terms of gender stereotype queen. But Lan, Lan. Seriously.
It's like
On the other hand, land though.
Lan though.
yes.
Okay,
But have I mentioned Lan?
Lan.
Jodie Whittaker could play Lan, and it would be.
I get where we're all coming from.
I just want Jodie Whittaker to like search herself on Twitter and be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Seriously, she was trending yesterday, but for stupid reasons.
Oh,
people were upset that she cursed in a podcast while being the doctor.
Oh my god!
Seriously, yeah. Anyway.
Everyone gets
like
so
a doctor
mad.
who's never cursed. That's not true.
Yeah.
Also for me, Lan Min is awesome in a lot of ways, and I've talked extensively about how I feel like she didn't get the treatment that she should have in the books. I think that she could have, he could have done better with her, but Min is objectively hot. Because again, there's a competence factor there. Absolutely. You know, the search for knowledge, absolutely hot. And she probably has a really cute tush in
those little pants.
We're told many times
her tush
that
looks
she
really
does.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I am a bisexual woman, but I am 100% straight for Lan.
Oh.
It's just tricky, because I totally see where everybody's coming from. I think this would be difficult for me if I were voting. There's something about the I have to go die in the blight now, bye-bye, that gives me a little bit of pause with Lan. Love him though, I do.
It's a dumb quest. It's a really dumb quest.
But I feel like I feel like I could change his mind.
Yeah, but you could fix him. You could fix him. He should be on the I can fix him. I mean, that's what Nynaeve's doing, but not like she's
I could show him how good it is to be alive.
Well, and you want to know what? I think that there is probably an element for all of us who find Lan so hot. There's an element of imagine what it would be like to have that person want us so much that they decide not to go to the blight and die.
Yeah.
Like
that. We talked about Javert. That Javert vibe with Galad last time, where we're like, okay, but would he like fuck over his principles for me, his unbreakable principles for me?
Yeah.
And it's the same. It's the same vibe here, where you're like,
Gayul. I mean, for me, a lot of my Lan love does boil down to his I'm just imagining being in the blight and a human, any human, just saying to me, I will hate the one you choose because they are not me. Like, holy shit. No, that's not okay. That's mean. That's just, no, I can't handle it.
You punched in the nose, my dude. Come on.
Yeah, there's a part of me that goes, could you have made it any harder to be broken up with than you did? Like truly, if you really want to let someone down easy, just be like the worst, right? And then you're like, I'm over it. I'm over it immediately. Like my last breakup before, guys, there was like a moment where they did something where I was like, wow, you just made it real easy, right? Like a big favor, big favor.
Yep.
If he had like bust out some poetry or something, like that's it. That's over. Like that's difficult. Then,
it's really,
then you think about that breakup for a while. Mm-hmm. He couldn't have made it any more difficult. No, you have to start being disgusting and the worst.
But the thing is, he tried, and Nynaeve, like he's all like, Rand, tell Nynaeve that I found someone else, and when Nynaeve, that's literally Nynaeve's response is, oh, that's stupid. Anyway,
you found someone else.
That's definitely not true. He's an idiot.
But that's silly. But that's silly.
Is her name the Blight?
Yeah.
You've tried to break up with me like 7 times now. I'm over this. Like you're not. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Shit.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What did you? I can't hear you. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess we're still together.
Yeah. No.
I will say I acknowledge. I agree with Jess about Min that there are things that could have been handled better. Mostly past where we are in the books.
Yeah.
I think
That's why I'm not talking about it. Yeah.
To this point,
that's for next Grinwell Cup.
But I think we're starting to get into rumblings of that. But at this point, I personally would still go Min over Lan. I'll be the outlier here. Love Lan. Love him. But there you go. I would be
You just love
outnumbered.
a girl in pants.
I would be outnumbered both in the poll and on the panel, though, because Land did take this. Land took this with 56.3% of the vote. It was close. Went back and forth.
Yeah, that's respectable.
Min came in with 43.7. This is how we knew that we took this took the approach correctly. Because last year, again, we had, I mean, every rant. Isendra was in the poll. Hey,
I stand by that. She's hot.
She's great. But this year we cut it down very, very hard to make the polls painful.
Yeah,
that's the kind of people we are. Apparently.
Yeah,
I campaigned hard for Lan.
Yeah.
COVID has hardened us.
And he pulled it out. I also saw a lot of people chatting because they knew that Lan would be going up against the winner of this poll would be going up against 90.
Yeah,
I did see that factor again to people's
some
calculations.
folks said, "Well, I'm kind of indifferent between Lan and Min, but I'm going to vote for Lan because I think Nynaeve will be able to beat him." I'm just going to real quick pull up the Nynaeve Lan poll that's live right now. That has it just got worse. A 5% margin, and Lan is leading.
okay.
So
That's a really mean poll, Gus. I
look. I have been. It has been said that I'm victim blaming for saying this. We just built the bracket.
Yeah.
You guys voted. You folks voted for who goes where.
just so mean.
We just filled the brackets.
Yeah.
We just, and really, truly, I cannot emphasize enough. I did spend a couple hours putting the brackets together, but I kind of went with like who made sense as a trio at the beginning, and then just kind of was like, all right, we'll see how this shakes out. Not really like looking too far down the road. So I just focused on being mean in the first couple brackets, and then things shook out from there.
Yeah, now it's just getting worse.
Now it's just meaner and meaner as we go.
So we'll see.
I've hurt myself several times.
We'll see how it shakes out. We've got this poll has only been up for 2 hours, has 317 votes already, and keep it up. Tell us, Land. It's called Lovers Quarrel. We'll see the breakdown of that one next week or tomorrow.
I mean, who would Lan want to win?
That's true.
That is a good
Lan
argument.
would want Nynaeve to win, and he would kick your ass if you didn't vote for her.
This is so hard. Anyway,
so hot. But that's so objectively hot of him. Anyway.
Objectively, that's very hot. Which
objectively, that's very hot of you to want to vote, want to not win.
Yeah.
We're gonna push on this one. Is called Surf and Turf. This was Bane and Chiad and Bael Domon. Bane and Chiad are a unit because you can't break them up, as Gaul will tell you.
Yeah.
Not that he tried. Anyway, who would like to take the lead here? Who wants to jump in?
This one I didn't have strong feelings about, to be honest. I think I voted Bane and Chiad. This was like there's certain polls that I leaned into the what was the word I used on Twitter? The lesbianity of just like, okay, I like Bael and Domon, I like Bane and Chiad. I would want to do Bane and Chiad. Like I'm not gonna want to do Bael Domon. So I think that's where
That's a fair. You know what? That's fair.
That is
absolutely fair.
That is 100% a valid. And listen, many of us are voting with certain parts of our body. Okay, many of us.
Yes,
we're not all voting with our hearts here.
With Lan, I'm voting with
combination.
For Lan, I'm voting with everything but my groin. With this one, it was entirely.
It's 100%.
Yes.
1,000%.
Oh yeah.
I find Bane and Chiad unbelievably hot as a duo and individually. Bael Domon can talk about his Asian grandmother. I just where you talk about his Asian grandmother in bed, and that just wouldn't be that.
Oh, my aged grandmother, you're hot.
I'd be like, you need to leave. Don't even look at me as you do. Just go. Go.
Okay. But yes, you mentioned like Jodie Whittaker as Bael Domon would be so fucking hot. That was not even on my radar. And then when you said that as a joke last week, I was like, oh God, that would be so fucking hot. Can you imagine Pirate Jodie?
I don't know where lesbian pirate Bael Domon came from, but it's all over the poll. It's all over chat. I love it. I don't know where it came from.
Make it happen.
You said it last week as a joke, Gus.
I did.
Yes.
Yes, you did. With Zoe.
Yes, because I had put in the chat. That's how it started. I had put in the chat that I thought Egiana would be a good role, and she of the last
For
week
Jodie
polls,
Whittaker.
Yeah, Egiana is a good role for Jodie Whittaker, and then that's how the Jodie Whittaker discourse entered the live stream because people were commenting on it, and then you mentioned Bail Domon, and it is perfect. It's perfect casting. That is
I'm here for lesbian Bail Domon.
Yeah.
I'm here for it 100%.
Why not?
100%.
Rafe, please. Because I mean, listen, I do understand the people who voted for Bail because we never got over Pirates of the Caribbean. I get it. It was a cultural touchstone. It was a moment when we were in my youth. That was a moment. Like Orlando Bloom and Johnny Depp and Keira Knightley were it for bi people everywhere. It was the bi moment that we were having. And then they threw in Penelope Cruz in a later movie and it was just over. We all died. But
I am talking to your ghost right now.
Yes, it is my ghost. And Lord of the Rings just cemented everything, right? That's when we've decided archery was the hottest thing you could possibly do with yourself. But here,
are you okay? Did you break
No.
when I put that comment?
Okay. Woo! All right.
I mean,
All right.
yes, okay, Keira Knightley and then Egiana as Jodie Whittaker. Then they kiss.
Then they kiss.
They kiss.
They kiss.
Okay.
Yeah, Jess,
I'm gonna go with the outlier on this. Because like Bane and Chiat are super hot.
Mm-hmm.
Their powers combined might be too much for me.
I
I don't know if I can handle it, to
practically.
be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
But I am a beard enthusiast. I love boats. You know, he travels all over the place and he's going to get you presents. You know, he's the kind of guy who's going to get you little presents when he's out. And it's just so sweet.
Gonna roll up
Well
with a seal.
defended. Well defended.
That's true.
And
you want to meet his aged grandmother. You want to.
I want to meet his aged grandmother. I do, and I want to sit and I want to like make bread with her and just chill. And you know, yeah, I would go Bail Domon, and you know that he's just gonna be jacked because of like all the boat shit.
all the pulling things, the
Yeah.
rigging,
That's
like
true.
tan.
I believe
He's very tan.
Bree called him the pirate who's been everywhere and known everything.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
We
So
talk
he
about
might know
competence.
some things.
I bet he knows a
probably
lot
does.
of really interesting things.
Yeah, he's like, I've been to all these places. I've picked up some tricks.
Some tricks.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
I know.
If you could put this in a book, we'd sell that 1 million copies.
I will say I'm not surprised with how this vote went. I might also have voted. It's tough, you know, because we have on the one hand 2 people versus 1 person. So right there's going to be an imbalance. But you can't just put Bane in the poll. You can't just put Chiat in the poll.
No.
You gotta put them both in there.
What would happen if you put them up against it? Like that would just be impossible. That would be so weird.
It's
I
whoever.
Well,
I think the universe would implode.
Probably.
yeah. I mean, Bane's got an unattainable quality about her, but Chiat's like open.
Chiat fell in love with a mortal enemy. Which
that's
there's
objectively hot.
enemies to lovers. I understand is quite the trick.
That is.
I choose to believe that this was not the blowout that it was. What?
Mike's comment here. I bet Bail Domon could find North Harbor. Yes. I do agree. I do be agreeing with that statement.
I'm confident that Bail Domon could find North Harbor.
If you don't get that joke, look up a map of Tarvalin. This was a blowout. It's not our biggest blowout, but it was a blowout. Basically 75-25. Bane and Chiat to Bail Domon. But I choose to believe, because I don't think Bail Domon deserves to lose that hard, that it's actually just 25-37-37.
Okay.
That's fair.
It's not.
Yeah,
He got blown out of the water. But yeah, Bail Domon's gone.
Out of the
he
water.
has been sunk.
Ah.
Bane and Chiad push onward, and now they're in the Elite Eight. We're going to kick things forward to our next poll, Backroom Dealings.
Which I think this round was our biggest blowout.
This round was our biggest blowout. Backroom Dealings, we had Barrelane versus Asmodean. This is a character who gets a lot of things done in, she's political and debating a lot, and then a guy who got killed in a back room. What are we thinking? Allie?
Well, I had a hard time with this one, but apparently no one else did. So on the one hand, Asmodean gives me like, okay, I was in high school and middle school at the like peak of the like emo rock period. So Evanescence. And we had, oh my God, why am I doing this? Panic at the Disco. Like all of that vibe where like boys had like the curtain bangs in front of their face. They like tossed aside. Very hot.
Yep.
Very hot. So then my little like emo listening heart did feel things for Asmodean. He's dark. He's dangerous, but maybe I could fix him. And I will be calling my therapist on Monday. But we've got Barrelane. Barrelane.
Yeah.
Barrelane.
Yeah.
She's Barrelane. So
what were those hand gestures, Allie? What was that?
Barrelane. So
I'm sorry. Oh,
I mean,
man.
when you're so hot, you walk into a room and other women instantly hate you.
Which is not a thing.
I have a problem with. But I'm like, I think that is telling. I think that is telling. It's not a thing, but it's telling.
Yes.
I also think it's so hot that she's such a survivor. Like she has been able to keep herself alive when literally all the person is assassinated, and she's just doing the work. Anyway, Barrelane.
Jess, what are you thinking?
Barrelane. Absolutely 100%. Asmodean just doesn't do anything for me. I appreciate him as a character. But yeah, he doesn't do anything for me. Whereas Barrelane does a lot.
Yeah.
Barrelane.
And it isn't just the physical parts of it. And I do have problems with some of her behaviors, particularly for Perrin. Like that is not okay. But you know what? You could just sit down and have a little talk with her and be like, listen,
Barrelane.
Stop it.
Like Rourke sat her down.
And we don't do it.
Rourke sat her down and was like, enough of this toward me. And then they were all good. They were all good. So
not blaming Perrin for the record.
Not blaming Perrin. No, her behavior is not chill. Asmodean has also some very objectively bad behavior.
I mean, yes.
Like he's like, oh, are you dangling off a cliff? Let me watch what happens. So I mean,
and then talk about it later. And
then go, I have a fun story for you. So I mean, and he does love to play March of Death in the corner, just randomly all the time. But that does give me the hot emo vibes. But I don't think it's a shock. I voted for Barrelane.
Yeah. Well, and I think that there's a competence element to her as well. She is a woman in a man's world who is advocating for a tiny country that nobody cares about. And she is using the tools that she has at her disposal and joyfully exploiting the weaknesses of the people around her, those weaknesses being men and their dicks. And you know what? Do it. Do what you have got to do. If they're not smart enough if they're going to underestimate you, well, teach them that they, fucked up.
Yeah.
you know, I have a large appreciation for that. You know, she does what she has to do, and I think there's something to be said for that.
Agreed. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jenny, how you feeling?
I mean, shocking to nobody. Yeah. Barrelane. I voted Barrelane. Asmodean also has a, like you said, the competence factor in Barrelane. Asmodean has an incompetence factor. He failed. Like,
repeatedly.
You know,
Time and time again.
And then he
not
died.
very good.
And then he got killed in the closet.
Which if you want to like pick him up and fix it, that's a different thing.
Yeah. In a different bracket, he would take it for me because of the whole emo poetry vibes, which
he did it. He took, I mean, he's here. He won his first round. But this was an absolute slaughter. This was our widest
too
poll
soon considering what just happened
by a margin. We've got Barrelane with 85% of the vote. Asmodean with 15. Not the least percentage that anyone has gotten.
I thought
that is still Gawain. From
I was going to say that has to be Gawain. The fact that anybody except for, of course, Jesse voted for Gawain is shocking to me.
Wait, but there were some arguments made.
There were arguments made.
Yeah.
Asmodean is he looked at his opponent and he said, "You know," and now Barrelane is still here. And she'll be going up against Bane and Chiad, which I am very interested to see how that plays out.
That's gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be quite something.
Yes.
We are going to move forward into our second last poll today. This one was called Explore My Borderland. 2 characters from the Borderlands.
Thank you, Jesse.
We have a Saldean and I believe an Era Felon in Davram Bashir, Marshal General of Saldea, and Alana Mazvani, the Green Sister. Jenny, elaborate.
Alana. That is my Alana. Again, voting with my groin, but it's Alana. Yeah. I don't. Davram Bashir is a very cool guy. I can't even. No, I can't make him hot in my head. Like he's just there. He's a dude. Yeah, I can't even do it. Yeah,
I can't even do it. The show might change your mind.
The show might. I mean, the show
has already changed my mind on Alana. Fuck.
Oh, I know.
Oh god.
Like, why are you making me love her?
It made. Yeah, I was so happy when you finally got to that point.
More.
I was happy when you got to that point, Allie, because it was just like, oh,
I couldn't believe it. I'm still shaken. I'm shooketh by what happened. Completely shaken. Still processing.
Jody S. Bashir. I did not say that, but if that happened, yes, it would work.
I
love Jody as Davram Bashir. That would make Jodie Whittaker Fail's mom. Or like, wow.
See what happens.
I like it.
Yeah.
But I have fan cast in my head either oh my god, what's his name from Lost? The guy who played Slade from Lost. What's his name? Shit.
I don't know.
We'll look him up. But hold on. So I've fan cast him and or Javier Bardem.
See, somebody on Twitter threw out Alexander Siddig, who you might know as having played Dr. Bashir on Deep Space Nine, or the which Dornish, he was on Game of Thrones for a little while, and I'm fond of that as well. But regardless,
lots of hot fan casts. Wait, hold on. I gotta find
Is it Naveen Andrews? Because that's what Chansonnet has put in the chat.
Yes, thank you. Andrews. I have to find a recent picture, but hold on. But I'm right.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see it. Again, this is where my lesbianity comes into factor, where I go, okay, I can see how people find that individual attractive.
How about
and
this
then
one?
I can't make it.
Good?
No, but that's not a recent picture.
Well, whatever. You can Google him.
I'm gonna find it.
No, well,
I just Googled him.
Yeah, everybody has Googled him. There we go. And now you have this. So there you go.
That works.
That's a good looking man. That's a good looking man. All right.
Jess, what are your thoughts?
Bashir.
Bashir.
Because Saldea has that weird fucking like relationship dynamic thing, which makes him kind of dominant, and I'm into that. So,
that's valid.
Yeah.
That grimace on your face, Jesse, is cracking me up.
That's valid.
It's fucking hot.
There's something too about the fact that I forget his wife's name. We just met her, and she's also extraordinarily powerful as a person.
Yeah.
And just glares at Rand constantly. That couple, I love that couple.
I love a short king and a tall queen. I love that dynamic.
I love that dynamic too.
Yeah, like where you're like, he just climbs her like a tree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is something else.
I love that for them. Yeah, listen, is Davram a Saldean pepper? Maybe.
I feel like that's a microaggression in world.
That's what we have decided. Is that a microaggression
like in world? That's offensive.
Is that you call them like a Saldean pepper and you're like, that's offensive? Please.
I'm just gonna give a little side thing here. In Korea, the word for pepper, like a spicy, like a chili pepper, is gochu, which is also slang for penis. Yes.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess initially.
Visually, yes.
I can see it.
I mean,
just,
like,
when
we're
you
like
said that, my brain.
Am I right?
Yeah, my brain just made it like about a penis when you said, "Oh, is he a Saldean pepper?" I was all like, "What? Oh, she doesn't speak Korean. She doesn't know what that is."
Okay.
Does Bashir know the Sesara? I hope so.
Oh,
if
he's played by
Jodie
Jodie Whittaker,
for him.
If he's played by Jodie Whittaker, I want the Sesara to be in the show.
The male Sesara is just helicopter dicking in the corner.
Oh God.
He does command the breakdancing.
I'm a lesbian, Allie. I don't need that visual.
I love Ben, and I don't need that visual either.
No. Okay.
Go ahead, Allie. Sorry.
But at the same time, so Alana, she's a big problem with a capital P. Huge problem. So I wrestled with what to do because I haven't yet really gotten to know Davram in a way that makes me go, yeah.
He threw a knife at Rand once.
He did throw a knife at Rand once.
Just
to prove a point. Because you know what? Why not pester a guy that might be losing his mind and could kill you without thinking about it? Why not just see what happens? Fuck around. Which I guess could be hot if you're like, wow, that's really ballsy. It's kind of hot. But Alana was initially pretty hot, is hot. Well, we don't talk about the show, but has had a steep decline in her capital recently.
Yeah.
She's like hot up until what chapter? What chapter in the
10
she's like Lord of Chaos chapter 9 to that point.
Love her. Great.
Yeah. You're like, Alana, yay. I believe at the start of the chapter I went, Alana and Barrett are here. Oh, hot dog. Like I was so excited. I was like, they're finally here. And then I went, oh no. Yeah. This is wrong.
This is so bad. Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think
you want to know what's hot? Getting help for your mental health.
Yes.
If Alana goes to fucking therapy, her hotness will go up again.
Skyrocket. And she
makes some amends.
Makes some real amends. Like does the work. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Gotta do the work.
We do as like a society love a comeback kid where they're like, well, I've reformed my ways. I've learned. I've done my thing. Like we love to see it. We love to see that. That in itself. Working on yourself, acknowledging your mistakes, all very hot behavior.
From
Alana to Alana.
That is correct.
To Alana. Am I right?
Alana, hell no.
Or as Gus and I, whenever she comes up, I just go, But so I struggled with this one. I don't actually remember where I went. I think I did go Alana because I thought that's where everyone else would go. And I wanted to be cool. And then
And
You know,
lo and behold,
no one can see your vote, Allie. Like, you can just...
but I want to be on the winning team.
this was close. I mean,
I want this for myself.
Winning is hot to me.
This was close. It was a 55-45, and Bashir took it.
That's fine.
Bashir took it. I did not expect that.
Hmm.
But Bashir moves on. Alana is going to have to deal with her stuff on her own time.
She'll therapy with you.
433 votes here, so really neither of these rallied the troops very much. But that's okay.
People were not shocked. We're not psyched
People
about
opened
Daddy
up Twitter
Dav.
and went, oh,
Daddy Dav.
put their phones down.
Daddy Dav and Alana.
Our
Fine.
final poll this evening is called Let's Get Explosive.
Oh, this one okay.
Aludra, whose last name I found out specifically for this poll, it's like Nemsendal or something.
Mm-hmm.
And Liana Sharif.
Okay, I campaigned hard for another one of my Jodie Whittaker fan casts. I'm trying to kill Bodhi. So, yes. But she would be really, really, really good in that role. Like, my number one fan cast for her is Morgedian, and then Agianan and Aludra are kind of equal. But yes, plus she could be Jodie Whittaker. Yes, exactly. And yeah, I campaigned hard. I don't know who won this poll. But
We love a woman in STEM. We love a woman in STEM.
Yes.
That's hot.
Yes.
Very hot.
And a STEM queen.
Yes,
STEM
she is
queen
making
indeed.
it in a male-dominated world, and that is very hot. Good for her. She's inventing shit. She's making a difference. She is competent. She is together. She's got little braids. I'm into all of that.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything about her's hot.
Yeah,
everything
she
about
put
her.
Tamoose in his place. And that was the first
I was going to say,
impression I had of
she
her.
dealt with a crap employee in Tamoose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although, again, that's not really his fault. I know. But
Isn't it? What was that?
That particular thing wasn't his fault, but
but she was annoyed with him way before that.
Yeah.
So
it's implied. Like, it's like what's his name? Gelb. Gelb didn't actually loosen the boom, but he also was asleep on duty.
Sleeping on watch,
Yeah, like I think it's the same thing with Tamoose.
Meanwhile, we have did you get to talk about Aludra?
I listen, and Anna, your point is well taken.
Yes.
Because if there is anything that we love as much as a queen in STEM, we also love a sex positive queen.
Mm-hmm.
And Liana, post Tower Schism, like just leaning into her heritage and like, you know what? I got this. And the way she sort of like, I loved her whole attitude about it, where she was like, she wasn't really worried about it. She's just like, I wonder if I can still do this.
I wonder if
and
I'm
it's
hot.
just sort of like branching out a little bit and like, just gonna put my finger on the scale here. Yep, I got it.
I'm very good.
Like,
I'm still hot.
Absolutely super duper hot. But yeah, it's Aludra's competence and her little braids and like standing her with Matt super hard and standing myself with him. Like fucking she just Aludra is the whole package.
Aludra's hot.
And she's like really independent and like she don't need a man. Which I love.
Liana's so hot too.
Liana's also.
She also is the total package. She's really confident. She was like helping run the tower forever.
Yeah. Liana for me has also it's a detriment to her hotness. For me, as what I mentioned before, I know her more. So like
like I need mystery.
That's true.
I'm not into my friends. Like I can look at my friends and be like, oh, you're really, really hot. I don't want to do my friends. Like,
that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Know,
you're alone in that. No.
It's tricky because again, there's great arguments on both sides.
If you're watching this and you're my friend, no, you didn't.
I would have to go with Liana myself.
Okay.
I love Aludra. I really love Aludra. Of course. How can you not? She blows stuff up. She's competent. All of the things that have been said. I go back to what Anna said, where guys like Liana decided when faced with a situation that for most is like a short road to death. She was like, I'm going to commit all of my energy towards being hot.
Sorry, I'm seeing Riz like the office argument there. Sorry.
It's are they hot? Not would you do them?
It's the office argument. Okay, but okay, I am gonna say for me, if you said if you like presented me with a picture of like a woman like in sexy lingerie or a woman in like dirty jeans and a white t-shirt the white t-shirt dirty jeans is hotter to me. So that's like an Aludra-esque.
The next line at Victoria's Secret, dirty jeans.
I just feel like Liana also could make that work really well too.
Yes,
right.
Probably.
That's the
Lana gives me like Megan Fox vibes.
Liana?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Liana gives me Megan Fox vibes. Like, in Transformers, where she's like over the hood of the car and you're like, stop. And then you go, why didn't I realize I was bi years ago?
Yes.
That to me is Liana. God damn it, Robert. Okay, but Liana.
It's a good thing they aren't going up against each other.
Yes.
Oh, God. Okay, Liana.
That's true.
That's her energy to me in a big way.
So here's I think this is what really kind of tipped it over the edge for me with Aludra. Like, Liana is very hot, like objectively. But Aludra, I could bring home to the fixer-upper house that I just bought, and she would help me fix it. And she would be competent at it. She would know how to do things. She would be able to use a pneumatic nail gun. Like, that's hot.
That's the hottest sentence you've ever said.
Just the fact that you knew what a pneumatic nail gun was.
Yes, that's a really fucking hot sentence, Jess. Like,
yeah, I grew up in a DIY family, so
wow.
I installed my own dishwasher.
Oh,
that's hot, Jess. All right,
tell me more.
Yeah, that's the deal with me and Aludra is that like she would get dirty pulling up fucking ugly tile and installing a new toilet and that kind of shit. Which
what's hot is installing a new toilet.
Oh God. But if you have to do it, it's good to share it with somebody who's hot.
When she installs a shitter, you want to hit her.
We have a podcast.
Oh, I'm crying. Oh my god. Hey, Broody, I'm trying to kill you.
No.
Oh my god.
Tool belts for tool belts and suspenders for no reason whatsoever. Just combine them and I am yours.
Okay, there is a woman that I follow on TikTok and I cannot remember her name. It's Wildflower something. And like she has got big Aludra energy. And she does all of this like in big bisexual energy. And she does like construction projects. She works in construction. She does home improvement projects. And she's like, I did this, this, and this. And I figured out how to fix my own car. And I was a big, huge bitch while I did it. Like, I want her to be my girlfriend so bad.
I want to know this follow. So thank you.
I will.
There's one I follow on TikTok who made her whole presence about finding ways to do like removable DIYs. So it's like for renters and stuff.
Oh, I've seen
I love that.
She is, and I'm like, she's innovative. She's hot. She knows how to remove stuff. Like put it down and pick it up. I mean, very hot to me too.
Wow.
This is the closest poll we have yet had.
I campaigned hard for Aludra on this one.
There are a lot of campaigning.
I'll tell you, the margin was 10 votes.
Holy shit.
Votes. But at the end of the day, with 51.4% to 48.6%, Liana did
I'm
take
heartbroken.
And,
I'm heartbroken.
And everybody was despondent in the comments that I saw.
Wow.
which raised the question who voted for Liana because everybody was sad.
It was me. I'm sorry. It was me.
I also would have. But
I'm sorry.
This is the
We
this is
did
the,
it. We did it all of those times. We did it 51%. Both of us just kept hitting that button.
No, just like imagining Jodie Whittaker, like Aludra with like a smudge of like gunpowder on her forehead as she's playing. Oh, no.
You're selling me. Okay, next Grinwell Cup. Well, maybe things will go a little differently. We'll see.
Justice for Aludra, indeed.
I voted for Liana.
Unapologetic. Well, champion of Thedas, fight me. No, I'm totally kidding. Shot. There you go, buddy.
That is the that's the polls. I'll give you a quick rundown of what we got coming up. I've already said most of it. The first two are live right now. Gaul versus Brigitte, the pointy end, and then Lovers Quarrel is Nynaeve versus Lan, and Lan's up by 1 percentage point.
Whoa.
That's such a hard one for me.
Close.
It is very close.
Here's the thing. Lan would want Nynaeve to win. Nynaeve doesn't give a shit about the poll. Like Nynaeve's just like, what? There's a poll on what? Twitter? I'm busy.
That's stupid. I'm healing things.
Yeah. I'm busy.
Yeah.
Tomorrow coming up, we have Berelain versus Bane and Chiad. That one is called Be My First. And following
because it's First Sisters and the first of Mayan.
Yes, that's really good. But it's
so
also
good.
it's also really, really hot.
Am I wrong?
And then following that, we're calling this one Mercy Killing, and it's Davram versus Liana. But prove us wrong. We'll see what happens.
We think it will go
we
a very.
Also considered the last ride of Davram Bashir. I have a feeling that this one might be.
Yeah, I pitched the last ride of Davram Bashir as the title.
Yeah. Who wants to talk a little bit about data for this week?
I would
Not
like to
the
talk
Star
about
Trek.
data.
Gus is so confident as to how the Liana Davram vote will go. He has already put Liana's name in the quarter.
No, that was my guess bracket, but I've been wrong about everything else, as you can see, because I deleted everybody else.
Yeah, that's fair.
I thought it was going to be Liana versus Loghain finals, but here we go. Here we are.
That's true.
Well, and I have to tell you that you said who wants to talk about Data, and I immediately thought about Data from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Right.
Yeah,
I love him.
Always. Brett Spiner. Hello.
Brett Spiner?
Yeah,
Indeed.
he's amazing.
He's fantastic.
Speaking of hot, anyway.
The highest percentage points for winners. You could probably guess the first and the second, and possibly even the third. Any thoughts?
First is gotta be Bane and wait.
Berelain.
Berelain.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's the 85. Was the
85.
Yeah.
Because I already listed the percentages, so this is just a memory game. Bane and Chiad 75 roughly, and Brigitte with a very nice 69% of the votes.
Nice
But percentage of votes does not necessarily mean most votes.
Oh, Bodhi's here.
Oh. Yes. Jodie Whittaker has come up several times. I just said her name twice or once. I'm going to say it again, Jodie Whittaker, just to try and kill you.
Take care of yourself.
We're not threatening people on this podcast. We're against killing.
Yeah. We're in favor of responsible.
I know. We come out really hot with these takes. We're against killing and mind control.
Yes. I mean, I told you this. I once said slavery was bad on my YouTube channel, thinking it would not be controversial, and it turned out to be controversial.
Slavery's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
It's bad. It's like really bad.
Yeah.
Come at me.
Seriously.
I will defend my position.
I will stand by that statement.
I stand by that statement, and I always will.
Yes.
So far as most votes,
most votes.
Not necessarily the same as the highest percentage point, and you might be surprised at some of these.
Was it Lan?
Yes, it was. Lan actually, with 56.3% of the vote, Lan took 484 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere near
because he's hot.
The percentage point leader, but that poll was so contentious.
Oh,
that's why I thought he might win. Yeah.
People are calling this Lansbeans versus Bineves. And I'm
so in favor of that.
I'm very in favor of that.
It's really hard for me. I don't know who to vote for.
Second most votes. Any thoughts? Again, the winners are Gaul, Brigitte, Nynaeve, Bane and Chiad, Berelain, Bashir, and Liana.
Who
Nice
beat
good plan.
Aludra? Who beat Aludra? Liana.
Liana.
So then I'm gonna guess Liana.
That's your guess?
Because I think the most contentious ones probably get the most votes.
Jess,
That's
any
my-
thoughts?
I can't decide. I don't know. I'm very bad at this.
Beth got it. Nynaeve,
Nynaeve.
second
Okay.
place.
By the
not
way,
far
Beth.
behind Lan.
I think it was
Okay.
Beth who complimented my polka dots tonight, and I just wanted to say thank you, Beth. Anyway, keep going.
Your polka dots are fantastic.
Thank
They are
you.
great.
I like polka dots. Anyway,
Nynaeve, 457 votes to Lan's 484. And again, they are facing off right now. Third most. Are we sticking with Liana?
I'm going to stick with Liana.
Stick with
For
Liana.
the same logic, but it didn't work just now.
No abstaining, Jess?
I think Liana's a good idea. I would go with Liana.
It's actually Gaul.
Really?
Yeah. Gaul
I am shocked by that.
Gaul had 447. Liana only had 366.
Okay.
Liana actually next would have been Bane and Chiad. Gaul had 1 vote more than Bane and Chiad.
Okay.
But next would have been Bane and Chiad, then Brigitte, then Liana,
Okay.
then
Brigitte
Bashir.
should be higher on that list.
Did I? Oh, wait. I just completely missed the fact that Barrelane has 5. Okay, Barrelane had the most votes. Sorry.
Oh.
Barrelane had 511, and apparently my eyes just glossed right over that. So it goes Barrelane, Lan, Nynaeve, Gaul.
Okay.
The sheer degree of the blowout and the beatdown that Barrelane put on Asmodean.
Yeah.
Let's.
she really killed him.
She,
Like
he
again,
was already dead. Yeah.
he's
exactly.
already dead. Barely, please.
You
Stop
do not
beating
need to
that-
kill
that
him
horse
again.
is- That horse is already dead. Stop.
That's what we've got for the evening.
Does Gawain
Okay.
still have the lowest percentage?
Gowan still has the lowest percentage.
I just wanted it to be said again.
5.6% of the votes. Real quick, I'll just
Like he
rattle these off.
lost. Like he's lower than like Samael. Like
I've had a lot of fun.
Samarok.
I've had a lot of fun all week imagining Jason Momoa as Gawain in some of his like more pathetic
Thanks to
scenes.
Yeah.
Zoe, I think.
Elida beat Gawain. Like
Yes. Like, can you imagine that scene from The Great Hunt where Gawain has to introduce himself twice because people didn't notice him the first
It's
time?
Jason
And
Momoa.
it's Jason Momoa.
yeah, you go. Yeah, false. No.
It's really funny.
I'm so dreading that the show is going to make me love
It's
him.
going
I'm
to.
so
Oh.
dreading it. I know it's going to happen, and I will send Rafe hate mail. Just kidding. Don't send people hate mail. It's
Yeah.
weird. Anyway,
Look forward to polls through this week. We'll be back on Friday, actually, with the last bits
the
of
last
coverage.
one.
Yeah. So, Jess, Jenny, if people want to consume your excellent content and keep up with what you are creating in the wide world of the Wheel of Time, Jess, I know you mentioned it earlier, but where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on the YouTubes. I am the Amerlin Study. And you can find my podcast, Tarvalon After Dark, wherever fine podcasts are sold. I also started doing some things on TikTok, also as the Amerlin Study. So if you want to look that up, that might be fun. It's supposed to be mostly Wheel of Time ship posting, but at the moment it's mostly just me finding funny filters.
I love that. Find funny filters. Yeah.
Yeah. Jess's TikTok is very. Jenny.
I am Lesbian Nerdy, and you can find me on YouTube by searching Lesbian Nerdy. I do mostly talk about the Wheel of Time and other nerdy things and my love of Jodie Whittaker. And you can find me walking around the streets of Korea in my 13th Doctor coat, which I just wear to work now, but
Good.
Nobody recognizes it because nobody here watches Doctor Who. So I just walk around feeling like a hero.
That's
And
sort of
nobody
the best
knows why.
kind of cosplay is when it's a secret costume.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah.
me so happy for you.
It's fantastic.
Again, we're Wheel Takes. We have a podcast. That's where we do most of our stuff. And check out the Twitter. Vote in the polls.
Oh, and we have a TikTok that I've
I've
been
been playing with that a lot.
doing a lot.
I have
of.
been enjoying your TikTok
I love
very
your
much.
TikTok.
Thank
Yeah, it's
you.
really fun. Yeah,
Thank you.
your
It's so much
reactions
fun
are
for
great.
me. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Yeah, I'll post like reactions to live reactions to me listening. I'll also post occasional dumb jokes, but all Wheel of Time related.
There's one
Wheel
you
Takes
did
Pod.
Ages ago that's still in my head, where it's like a toxic person, walk the other way. That one's stuck in my head.
Walk the other way.
Yes.
That's what we got to do.
There's static sounds.
Oh
Sorry.
no! Oh, it's my phone.
Yeah.
It's my fault. It's my
Okay.
fault. I
Couldn't figure out why that was. So.
Sorry about that, everybody.
It's me.
Anyway, we've been Wheel Takes, and our dog is now going crazy on the couch. So
get it,
we're
baby.
gonna cut it there. Thanks for being with us, everybody. See you
Thanks
later.
for having us.
Thanks. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.